Here we are back again at NECANN 2019. I'm sitting here with Stock and Beans. Stock and Beans!
Good morning, good morning. George Washington Hightower. Thank you so much for having me, Ed.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Yeah.
So I hear a lot about you. You're all over the country right now. But you came up to NECANN to see us.
Yes, that's right. Stock and Beans is based in Boston, just outside of Natick. But we have a good chance to travel around the country, going to different conventions, especially in the last year as we're building up our software system for e-commerce and delivery management. And one of the things I like about coming home to Boston and coming home to the New England Cannabis Convention is the fact that we're getting everybody in the same place. You know, we're seeing friends and family that we don't get to see all that often.
Yeah.
It's a very inspiring weekend.
Yep, and you get to watch the community grow because every time there's an event like NECANN, more people get involved. They start visiting the different booths and they say, wait a second, I can do that, or I want to do that. And what turns out to be a 3-day event turns out to be 365 days of involvement.
Yes, definitely. It's a chance to touch base and see how each brand has evolved over the last month or 2 months or 3 months since you last had the convention. Also a chance good comparison with NCIA, where here you're getting a bit more of the community, you're getting more involvement of smaller brands, focusing also on New England. For Stock and Beans, at least, this is about a year that we've really been pushing our beta software for transport and for e-commerce through. So it's the first time we're choosing to have a booth at any of these conventions.
Sure.
Aside from what we've done in the past, sponsoring with C3RN, science events, or participating in other ways. So it's great to have the chance to have another step of flourishing forward.
Yes. Yes. And how's the software platform going?
We're doing quite well. It's been the better part of 3 years that we've been bootstrapping. We have several dispensaries on board. We have now our mobile app is in the Apple and Android store for delivery management. So even if you don't use our transportation services, you can still make use of our software, which is great.
Great.
Still waiting and working with the CCC, trying to help them understand what proper regulations and checks and balances should be in place to allow e-commerce. Since that's a critical component of the future. It's one thing to have dispensaries open. It's great to have Netta's and Cultivates and Caroline's Cannabises that are opening. But when you have a line of several hundred people out the door when it's cold weather outside, that's neither helpful to patients nor is it good for the business.
No.
And quite frankly, not everybody's willing to be seen in front of a dispensary. Some people, even though there's a new normal.
This guy gets it.
Yeah.
This guy gets it. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. A lot of people coming that are adapting and wanting to use cannabis are afraid of what their neighbors are going to think.
Yep, exactly.
And that's what you're fighting for.
Fighting for that, exactly. Fighting also to, empower businesses, but also educate. And then what's nice about some of the events we've been organizing for the last 2 conventions is not only bringing in people who've been in the community for a long time, but also some relative newbies who've been consuming cannabis and now are getting into it as a business perspective. Maybe it's a second or a third career for them. Maybe it's transitioning from a banking background. Maybe like one of our co-sponsors, Lady Jane, you're transitioning previous expertise and creativity and marketing into cannabis-specific brand archetypes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So you wanted to talk about a couple of different sponsors.
Yes, please, if you don't mind. So we had parties both for NCIA and for Lear and Dillon's. The idea was with 4 other co-hosts, organize events, mixers in the evenings right after the shows, right across the street.
Oh, you did one last night?
Yes, we had Dillon's last night and we had Lear the evening before. We had about 200 people last night, 300 people at Lear. And the idea was working with some of our local media sponsors, so Sensi Magazine, our
great
good friends,
magazine.
Sensi Magazine, Sean Curley and Dan McCarthy doing an excellent job.
Yes, they do.
Also our good friend Christina, Emerald Magazine. She recently moved to New York from the West Coast. It's a women's founded magazine. It's doing a lot of great culture, and she's focusing now on New England. We also had Maverick Services, which are a small consulting brand. And Edibles Magazine. So amongst the 5 of us, we thought, how do we put together events where we can support the community where, instead of splashing down $10, $20, $30,000 like some of these national brands request for, being in a fancy party and being advertised as South by Southwest or something else like that.
Sure.
We thought to ourselves, we're all small brands. None of us can really afford that money in the first place. Why not get 10, 11 friends together? Everybody spends a couple $100, have an open bar, provide a place for our friends to join up, make new friends,
Yep.
be comfortable, have conversations, feel safe, and as we were just saying earlier, try to cross-pollinate.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And there have been no issues.
No, none whatsoever. No fighting outside. People have been able to drink. They've been able to smoke. We're all adults.
Yep.
We can't say that I necessarily endorse lots of drinking or lots of cigarettes,
No.
but everything in moderation.
Everything. Man, you sound like my old man.
Including moderation.
Including moderation. So, have you gotten a chance to enjoy yourself, walk around NECANN? Because
Yes.
a lot of people I talk to are so into their booths and talking to everybody that they haven't had a chance to relax.
That's true. I mean, I'm very lucky that I have two partners for Stock and Beans. Victor Jury is our text expert. Matt Knox is our logistics and legal expert.
Yep.
And we have our social media guru, Katie. So they've been spending a lot of time at the booth really handling the in-depth questions. And my job largely has been to walk around, to reconnect with friends, and to help send people back to the booth. So,
Yep.
I've been going to conventions now in the U.S. and abroad for cannabis for over 12 years. And
Awesome.
I love what we have here. And I also love the fact that even though I can't go to the gym, you're still getting 2-3 miles a day, walking workout.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And listen, for a fat guy, that's a lot of miles.
Yes, it is. That's right. It's funny, you see certain people are running around with their Fitbits and they're really calculating it. I think
Yep.
MJ Biz did closer to about 15 miles of walking over those 3 days.
That's one in Vegas, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
the big
that's one of the
national
biggest
convention.
in the world. So
That's right. That's 25,000 people I think they had, but we've had several thousand come for the whole weekend here. I mean, yesterday.
Yeah. Did you see the line yesterday?
Yeah.
Trying to get in.
Yeah, it was wild. I mean, that was at about 9:30 I came to check in.
Yep.
For it's supposed to be a 10 a.m. opening, and there were at least 100 people outside.
Wow.
I was also very pleasantly surprised at how good the attendance was on Friday, which
Yep.
I think was more geared towards a business.
Yes.
So for our services for Stock and Beans, that's really our target clientele. We're providing software for dispensaries and other
Absolutely.
retailers and transporters. So that was nice. But then, of course, yesterday morning, the flood of of consumers is great
Yeah.
too. I think it's important that just like you guys are presenting information that's available to the general community and available online, I think it's important that we have a way to educate everybody. If the
Yep.
consumer asks for delivery, if the consumer asks for e-commerce, if the consumer learns what's
We
available,
voted for it.
That's right.
We voted for
That's
it.
right. And we're still waiting.
Yep.
CCC, we'd like some forward progress, please.
Now, were you able to participate in the open comments?
Yes, I did speak at the Boston public listening they had.
Yes.
What was that, about 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
I was really impressed to see how many good friends were there, how many articulate,
Oh, it was a packed room.
thoughtful people. I mean, it was well over 60 people. Everyone was going for at least the
With
4.5
minutes.
to 5 minutes. Impressed to see how many overlapping and articulate expressions of the need for a local community, the need for business, for regulations that support small businesses,
Yep.
the need for regulations which really do give teeth to social equity and to bringing all members of the community up. And I really appreciate the fact that there were so many different people speaking. You had old guys to young ladies,
Patients.
to patients, to out-of-state business people, and everyone in between.
Yep.
Um,
Yep. So the people that are at NECANN or people coming to NECANN, how can they find your booth?
we're at 1220, just on the other side of the curtain from Healing Rose. They always have one of the highest
Wonderful people.
visibility. Yes,
Yep.
wonderful people. Laura and Zach do a great job. They really, and they're a very visible booth as well.
Yes.
So we're just other side of the curtain. Come and see us there. And we'll see if we can't get together, perhaps for the next NECANN, see if we can't get together some of these networking events as well.
Yes.
Everyone is welcome.
So how can people find the events you're putting on?
We don't have anything that's officially publicizing it. We're certainly doing some promotion through Instagram.
Okay.
Working,
What's your Instagram?
We have Stalk and Beans, STALKBEANS. I'm Dr. Hightower.
Dr. Hightower. I like that.
We're also with Sensi and Emerald and Edibles Magazine, using them to help promote as well, since they
Wonderful.
have such a good media platform.
Yep.
Good exposure. I'm by no means a social media guru. Some people call me a magician. Some people
Oh, you
call
did the Lady Jane across the way.
I did. Love that archetype.
You know what's funny? All right, so I'm a cultivator by trade.
Yes, sir.
But I did the Lady Jane, and it keeps on coming up. You're an activist. You're an activist. I'm like, no, I want to make money eventually.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Money is definitely part of it. By the same token, it's if you're pursuing your dreams and you have a good personality and you're able to make the connections like you're doing, Ed, and like Mike is doing, and what the rest of your team at Disrupt is doing, the money will come. Hopefully sooner rather than later, though,
Listen,
right?
as soon as the CCC gives me my license, then the money will come.
There you go, yes. It might come too quickly at that point, right?
Listen, who knows? As long as I put out a good product.
Yes, that's right,
so,
exactly.
Again, it's Ed D'Souza coming at you from NECANN 2019. We're sitting here with George Hightower from Stock and Beans. Any last words?
Thank you very much. Peace, love, and happiness.
You heard it here. Peace.
Bless up.